the things that come into my mind. So this one is going to be my practice of grace in deeper self-acceptance. And I will step aside and then be back. I encourage anyone, once this is left up for content and stuff, to simply take this moment to maybe smoke a little, maybe get their tea, get their candle, get the noise level down, go into whatever area is welcoming and nice in your home, wherever your vibe can expand. And me and my Ninja Turtle pants and myself will be right back. For the life of me, I cannot define. I can't find it. I think there's someone there. And unfortunately, I cannot find something that I'm looking for. So again, one moment. The Ninja Turtle pants. Oh, okay. Sweet.
Are you tired of not having any companionship or support in your life?
No, I'm not.
If you are apprehensive about...
Okay, thank you. Inhaling deeply, I accept exactly where I am. Exhaling. I accept all that I release is just not something that serves me. I do not question. why I wish to let go of something. For if I am letting go, then I just allow it. Inhaling that which serves me. Letting go of that which does not. Bringing the energy up from my root chakra through all the energy centers. Inhaling all the energy around me. Exhaling. Filling the room with my energy. Inhaling all the energy around me. Exhaling. Opening up the body. Adjusting, whether laying down or sitting down. Adjusting the hips. Feeling the body. Inhaling to the right. Exhaling to the left. Inhaling to the right. Allowing the body to get softer and softer. Receiving, bathing in my own light. Receiving. Receiving of myself unto myself. Receiving. Do a movement with your breath. Whatever it is. There are chin locks, there are bandhas, there are different things, different paths offer. Do what resonates with you. A movement. Born from within. How does your soul want to move? Come into the space wherever you are. Follow the sounds, follow the vibration, follow the sound of your breath. Feel your energy expanding from the heart. Bring the hands to the heart. Feel that beat. Feel that beat. Feel that beat. Feel it at your fingertips, at your palms. Feeling that beat. Feeling that beat coming out of the chest. Pinpoint it, zero in on it. Follow the beat. Taking a deep breath. Exhaling. Imagine for a moment being in the middle of a warm or cold desert. The sand beneath your feet. There are footprints of other travelers. You can feel that others have gone through here, by here. Up ahead in the distance, there's a great big pyramid. Far in the distance, The sand almost glistens. Like in the salt mines and salt beaches, where it almost looks like a reflection, reflected, a mirror. The little salt particles, perhaps, maybe limestone. It's like a mirage. It disappears and it appears. Use your third eye, your will, to imagine a great big pyramid, glowing, shining. Beginning to see your animal spirits up ahead. And at the door of this great big pyramid, there's an entrance. With a handle. And the guardian at the door explains how only your hand can open it up. Imagine looking at your hand, your soul-filled hand, stardust, light, dancing. You see the door, whether metal, glass, or wood. I'm seeing wood. I see the grooves in the wood, little splinters. I feel the door, and it opens up. In it, I see every version of myself. Every woman I have ever been. I see the maiden, child through young woman. They're all in this great big pyramid. I see every woman that I've ever been. I send them all love and compassion. Some I go to embrace others. I give words of encouragement. And my childhood self, to her, I get on my knees and say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I observe, taking her by the hand, going to see all the other women that I've been. And going one by one, holding them, hugging them, giving kisses on the forehead, giving kisses on the cheek, for every man who does this, simply adjust it. Visualize in the Great Pyramid every man you ever were, you ever have been. The child, the lover, the worker, the father, the brother, the good guy, the bad guy, the abused, the abuser, the explorer, the shy guy, you at 14, you at 15, you at 16, you at 20, you at 40, you at 50, depending on your age, of course. However, many different men you've been. All the ways your ego has seen you. Spending just a moment accepting all the different versions of the self. Going deeper, I give thanks and gratitude for each and every version of myself. As I look around, I realize the pyramid is empty again. And on the floor, all the shed snake skin, all the shed skin. And I feel myself. feel the presence of the pyramid around me. I invite in now guardians, ancestors, to come and bless me. I see as my heart opens up wide. I receive the blessing of my grandmother. I receive the blessing of my godfather, of my grandfather, of my aunts, of my uncles, of great-grandfathers, of warriors from the past. Of the enemy within. My greatest opponent, the mind. I receive the animal spirits coming to heal and bless, restore, rejuvenate. Opening the self to receive. You simply receive the breath and receive. I know what I need. I know what I want. I know what my flesh needs. I know what my flesh wants. I know that which heals and soothes me. I call on the energy of the plant beings to restore and nurture. I receive all that which is good within the energy around me, myself, of me, throughout me. The energy of Mother Earth. I accept that the world is spinning underneath me, around me, throughout me. I am in it. I am it. observing all that is happening around the world at this moment right now. Someone can't walk, someone can't talk, someone is losing their sight, someone is losing their hearing, someone is falling, someone is rising. An animal is meeting his prey. The prey is meeting its end and continuation onto eternity. Blood on the soil, in the belly of the other. I see and feel the balance of life and death around me, for I am the balance. Spending time throughout my whole body, embracing its light and its darkness. Feeling the darkness, all those things which I do not like to look at. Going beyond the darkness, beyond the light. When thoughts come and go, I ended up doing a meditation because there was no one here. So in the pyramid, accepting every part of ourselves, accepting every man or woman that we have been. Receiving from ancestors, and I received from my guardian spirits, my animal spirits. I called on the plant energy. The energy of the stones within the pyramid, the energy of light. The energy of all that I am. Accepting the wild, accepting the savage, the beast, the animal that I am. Accepting my scent like that of an animal. Accepting my body. Accepting all I feel. Accepting the hunger, the thirst, the reactions of that animal. accepting from where I came, from the earth, from the dust, from the light, from the dark, from wherever you believe I came. Accepting that I am swimming amongst other travelers, realities, perceptions, and waves. Feeling in this pyramid the acceptance of all. Accepting the one that always has known. Accepting my courage. Accepting that I could never have found my courage without fear. Accepting that though I've been afraid, I am here. Therefore, I am courageous. Accepting my lowest and my darkest. Accepting my craving, my yearning, my lies, my filth, my desires, my lights, my words, my blessings, my mistakes, my feelings, my flaws, my scars, the lines on my face that give you a map to all the smiles, the tears, I accept the frailness of my body. If hit by a car, it would hurt and possibly break and shatter. Accepting the perfection of my body. Accepting the strength of my body. Accepting the power of my will. Imagining myself to be within a temple, within a pyramid. I am. In the silence, listening for the vibration of all that I am. Feeling within that pyramid, although I am alone, feeling all of myself around me. Extending the energy now 2 feet to the front, 2 feet to the sides, 2 feet to the back. With every breath, expanding my energy so that it fills the entire pyramid that I have created, or that has been waiting for me since I imagined it as a child. Feeling the balance within that pyramid as I find myself directly underneath the peak, the top. Feeling the vibration of the heart if you're still enough. Sending acceptance to every part of myself. Throughout time, throughout the ages, throughout this lifetime, the next, and those that came before. Feeling the line, the lifeline, the spark. From where I came, out of the darkness and the chaos. Finding the peace in the chaos, I expand. Accepting the body for all that it is, expanding beyond the flesh, accepting how it feels, everything, accepting how it is a vessel for pleasure. I am a vessel of pleasure it be. If misery I be, then only misery would you see in me. But there is pleasure even in the misery for me. Because if I'm feeling, then I must still be alive on earth. And I love it here. How there can be wars all over. And then there is a great big old mountain, a river, a stream. How there can be wars all over. All over. All over. And how yet there is a mountain, a river of blood, a stream of light, and I see how beautifully I am reflected in all that is around me. Bringing peace to all the wars, the wars of the mind. The heart is never at war. It just wants to live. It's just boom, 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 boom. This one goes to war with the heart. They're all really mental and emotional wars, but they sit in different places. Our sexuality. For men, be a whore, be a slut. The more women, the better. You're not a real man. Do it. Do it. What are you gonna do it? For women, look like a whore, but God forbid you are one. Enjoy sex. Don't enjoy sex. Liberate yourself. He doesn't do that for you? What? Liberate yourself. Fuck them all. Fuck them. Fuck them. No, don't. Don't. Finding the neutrality. What do you want? I just say I want it all. I want it all. I want my times of no sex, where I am just sexual within myself. I want to share my sex with who I want. I want it all, and I do have it all, for it is mine to have, not for others to take. So I receive the whore in me, the mother in me. For the myth and the legend says that Gaia was simply a portal. And in my very sexuality, I find a portal. And in the sacred masculine within me, I find that which pierces even the night. I shower myself with my orgasm. I spew, I squirt. I pour all the light out of myself through my crown, and I come with reverence and divinity all over myself. Embracing all that I am, I embrace the monk, the one that goes in solitude and simply opens up the heart for life to flow through it. Allowing myself to be penetrated by life, myself. And I am my best and most faithful and eternal lover. And in this pyramid, without shame, without guilt, without permission, I love myself. I'm grateful for the gender in which I'm in. And I am grateful that I hold the sacred masculine within me as well. I embrace my yin and yang, my Shiva Shakti, and I become the union. I become the sexual sacred marriage, the sacred matrimony. And my sacred masculine and divine feminine make love to each other within me. And I simply witness. And I give birth to all new parts of myself. Out of my womb comes out all that I will be. A product of this love and union within myself. And that is all I have to offer. Is the eternal lovemaking that is within me. Feeling the energy of the pyramid around me, around us. Experience yourself completely, fully. No matter what religion, no matter what, we are all positive and negative, sacred masculine, divine feminine. You can visualize yourself as a man or visualize yourself as light and dark. But visualize. See love for yourself in the eyes of yourself. Imagine your childhood self walking up to you in that pyramid and saying, I love you. Your teenage self coming up to you, looking at you and going, I love you. Your adult self coming up to you, your present self. You crazy, girl, but I love you. And then embracing the oldest you will be when you go off into eternity before you take your last breath, your crone, your elder, your older self. Saying, I love you. It was one of our best lives. Inhaling all yourselves into yourself. No need for forgiveness. No need for, this is very, very pure. Just love for the self. No conditions. Using words like filth or darkness or this just simply to give you a picture. There have been times when I have been judged as filth. So I embrace it, and I love it. I love that part of myself that was judged so harshly by others who had no right to judge, for they were me and other fragments of myself. So I realized there was no judgment at all, except for the one that I accepted and allowed myself to experience. So embracing all that we are. Accepting the sexuality. I tell people, yes, I'm very celibate a lot of the time. Extremely celibate. I would not mind paying for Vama Manga that I like. So, hey, I'm not like, I don't really live in all those labels. I'd be like, you're a gigolo or you're an awesome sex worker? Can you do this, this, and this? Follow me, and okay? Okay, groovy. If I feel that that person does their work as a healer, if I feel that that person does their work because they are just sex on legs, they are just walking sex, they cannot deny who they are. I do not want to be with someone who feels guilty of their sex, who asks, do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? I don't like to be with people that perhaps have very fancy jobs and are very proper, but see me as an object. Then you're not even seeing me as a human being. For that, I get a vibrator. I like sex for the human connection, if I'm going to have it for the least. To physically experience that connection which is already there, okay. I do not make a cage for myself, a spiritual cage. No, I am celibate because I want to, when I want to. If my body has needs, I accept that there's a reason why men get hard, and there's a reason why women's bodies react. I'm in an animal body. However, I own this body. So as long as my gut, my heart, and my mind are in agreement, the labels I don't care about. It is about how I feel that person to be. How I feel that person to be. And if I just met that person and they are a powerful Vamamanga Tantric, so what are you doing later? Because I'd love to have a true Vamamanga Tantric session with you. Usually the answer is yes. I haven't gotten a no. But it's not that, I can hardly find those people. But people that perhaps I feel lack self-love, or their energy is just too low, if I wasn't self-healing, now I'm going through tests for whether it's lupus or whether it's something left over from the chikungunya virus that I got. There was an outbreak in Colombia. We got a monsoon from Colombia in Costa Rica that November, that time that this virus was around. And I ended up getting the dengue and then the chikungunya virus back to back. So possibly a lot of my neurological might be coming from this virus. So I do not take medicine. I'm gonna maybe start. But for many, many years, I have not taken anything except for smoking weed. And so if I have sex with someone who is low vibration, that drains my energy. Because they don't know how to restore, they don't know how to recycle, they don't know how to cycle their energy. They have self-loathing, hate, and it's not worth it. If I were I'll give a real life example. When I was Burning Man at the Orgy Dome, that's a nice big real life example. You could, a dome in the middle of the desert, party city, whatever. I always used to tell people while they were coming in and they were listening to the speech about how to have sex in front of other people. Can I touch you? Would I be able to kiss you? No, I just want to kiss my husband, but you can definitely play with me. No penetration, please. My consent can change at any time. Okay. The way humans could possibly is so much better than any porn I've ever seen. If we would just screw as humans, fuck as humans, have sex as humans, woo! Hallelujah! Because then we'd have that, we have that animal body and that we're just so amazing. So I would see these people while we were giving the speeches, and some people were like, so you could see, and I would always tell them, if you feel, give yourself the freedom to walk through. There's a place where couples just play with their partner, couples only. And there's a place that you could go that's group, but stay with your group, etc., follow. And so I would tell couples, give yourself the freedom to walk through, and hey man, there might be, it's 7 days. There might be one day that you and your partner come here and that you go, no way. You just don't feel it. So just feel free to tell your partner, not today, let's just go into the other section or whatever, we'll come back tomorrow. And then the next day or the next time they came in, they would go, you were right. Maybe it was because we got our feet wet, or maybe it's just because of what you said. Maybe that vibe wasn't good or whatever. But today we came in and right away a couple smiled at us. Right away there was this, that. Yeah. Or I would tell them, somebody might say, can I sit here and watch? And you could say, no, not today. Because you don't allow yourself to feel the energy. No, not today. Other times, yes, please do. Please do. Yeah. Allowing. That comes with a great liberation. I get it. It might not be that easy to do right away. But it does come. The more and more you accept yourself, the more and more you can just look at someone and say, enjoy them visually. They are beautiful. They are nurturing. But that is all that I'm allowing. Do it with respect, with reverence. Because I am life itself. And I just look deeply into the person. Before, when I was younger, and a man would just stare at my boobs, stare at my boobs, stare at my boobs, I was known to be a real prick. I would get on my knees and I would stare at their crotch and I would go, is that real? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I want to talk to you. So since I'm an object, you're an object. So I was pretty cold-hearted. Or I would just get very sick of people and I would just escape and do other things. And so it's been a very long road. So the evolution, I was a domina. Did I want to dominate? I served. I allowed myself to experience it all. To experience bondage, as a Vamamaga Tantric, you allow yourself to experience it all. And then I tell people, didn't like it. I liked the physical, or maybe I liked the mental aspect. Didn't like it. Or I loved it. I tell people I went to the swinger place and I discovered I love watching. It's like, I don't want to, no, I'm just going to watch. It was awesomeness. I was like, what is that called? Oh my God, I'm a voyeur. And I had always thought, or been called an exhibitionist, because I had worked in the adult industry. But the whole road, the whole path, the path is you. You are the path. You are the way. The reason you walk the path is because you created the path. If the path is rocky, if the path is smooth, if the path is curved, it is all coming out of you. Life is going through you. And you are co-creating. So, in experiencing everything, for me, I was able to find my neutrality. To say, I like you. Perhaps we don't know each other long enough. But I am comfortable with allowing this to go a bit further. If I don't know you well enough, you're saying you're a Vamamaga Tantric. I've had this happen. And I said, okay, we'll see. Within very little time, the person said, I like that you feel comfortable with me. my shoes off. And I said, oh, yes, I do. I was so excited because, like I said, it's very rare to find a Vamamamarga tantric. He had said he had been with many, many tantrics, had 100 tantric sessions, so I was like, yeah. But I got to feel this. And as soon as things began, he did a few very natural Vamamamarga tantric techniques, and I just went to heaven. I was like, oh my God, he was right. He was being honest. Woo! Let go. Had I not felt that, or had in the middle of it, I felt like, okay, you're not, no, I ain't buying it, shorty. I would have, thank you so much. Could we do possibly a massage or something? Because I'm not feeling comfortable with this. My energy is sacred, and I believe you deserve someone who truly wants to be with you. And at this moment, I do not. For me, I'm just sharing how I found that neutrality. I found that acceptance of those hormones, the acceptance of my animal self, and I found the acceptance of something that wasn't the mind or the body. And it took me into a neutrality. I'm very honest with people. When I have deep, long, celibate seasons, I was celibate for 5 years once too. Celibate for another year, another time. And then I worked at the brothel. So I've experienced my sexuality in very, very, I guess, magnified light. But in moments of long celibacy, I find that I am the most intimate with people. There is an intimacy. It's like having sex. When we finish maybe a meditation with a student, or when we finish maybe just a conversation, it's like, because there is no need for the physical body, because the souls are dancing. And there is this union. And so my first festival that I went to, that I was sober, somebody asked me, they said, so you're celibate right now, and this and that, and they were like, how? And it was this beautiful man, and I said, it's not that hard. And I go, how do you know I haven't been penetrating everyone with whom I've spoken to? And he was like, no, I felt you. I feel you. And throughout the whole thing, I had these very intimate moments with people. Somebody came to sit next to me, and because I was sitting on I do weird things at festivals. I'm not like other people. Some people do this too. I was sitting by myself on some kind of picnic table at Spirit of Swani, and somebody just came over to me, and we heard the music far in the distance, and we just kept on looking at each other and going, oh my God, this feels so fucking good right now. And then I made it a point, but he also said, and we said it almost at the same time in different ways, let's not ruin this with a name. And we just held hands, gave a hug, and I thought, you know, if he was on acid or anything, that was probably one of the trippiest experiences he had had, because it was just, I wasn't on anything. So I was just, I could feel like how he felt, and it was, I liked that he was in that space, but I never asked. There was no talking, except for the end where, and we kept on looking at each other and smiling. And looking at each other and going, thinking to ourselves, this is a complete stranger, and I just feel so good. And it was just very beautiful. So I learned in the long celibacy times how to be intimate without sex. Yeah, I don't know how else I would have been able to learn it for myself. I don't know how other people learn it. I just give tools. So going back to that acceptance of accepting throughout the year who you have been sexually. Maybe there's been more sex, maybe there's been less sex. Taking off the labels. You know, they sell stuff for women to look hot and sexy, and then the minute a woman wears it, you know, she wants some tonight. Ugh. You know, I don't like wearing a bra, and, you know, it's like my nipples are offensive or something. Sorry that my hard nipples offend you, but I ain't gonna wear a bra to make you comfortable. Oh, well, that's inappropriate. To you. I respect that. But I'm still not gonna wear a bra. So accepting all that you are without the labels. I call this was created by a man. The bra thing, it hurts. It just sucks. I don't like them. No matter how expensive, no matter how, the lace, I don't like the lace. It itches me. It could be $150 bra. That shit's gonna itch me. I don't like it. Now, if I'm with family members, I consider how they would feel. So I dress accordingly. Only because I know that they don't need extra things. They don't, you know, they might not be as comfortable with the human body as I am with my own. Strangers might not either, see? But then again, I also don't need to accommodate my relatives all the time, because you know what? They accept me. So I rarely, but if I had like a grandmother still alive, but my grandmother used to run out of the house and then run back in because she had forgot to wear underwear. So I don't really have that problem. So I'm just giving that example. I don't have that challenge. I don't have that. I'm just giving that example. I would be considerate still towards others. But in my life, people around me are pretty. I have unconditional love. And when I don't have unconditional love, they know it. I don't like it. I don't accept it. I don't think conditional love. I'm like, you know, give me the paper. Give me the document with all your conditions, and then we're going to work this out like a business thing, because that's what conditional love is. It is a business arrangement. Because the moment I don't satisfy or meet your conditions, then your love. So if I have time to participate in your business arrangement, then maybe I will. But most of the time these days, I don't even really need those. Those situations don't happen anymore. The people that, my boundaries are there. And I just put it out there. Unconditional love. I'm going to give you unconditional love. I'm going to accept you for who you are. I get it. You don't feel like talking today. I get it. You feel like going crazy. I get it. If you're my friend and we uplift each other and we've attracted each other in such a good way, I don't spend time doubting, because very few people make it through. As far as it's the caliber of people, the caliber that I like. It's very difficult to express because there are no words for it. If I attract someone, a lot of times, one time in a man's apartment, I told him, I said, I would appreciate, because I know your friends are down there waiting to hear about all this. So, do I need to make you sign a paper saying that we did not have sex? Because I don't want to hear that we did when we didn't. And this person looked at me and he said, no, Shakti. I feel I am here and you are here, and I want this to continue. I'm not going to ruin this friendship by doing something like that. And I said, okay. I was feeling nice, I stayed, I talked to you. Okay, cool. I'm going to believe you. And so, no, he never did. He never said anything inappropriate. It was always very... So even many men will be like, no, I want you for my wife. I want you to talk to my wife. Or I see that I can get more than a good time with you. I see it. And it's phenomenal. If somebody would have told me that I would get that much respect after so much darkness, I'm speechless. I usually go, thanks. It's just so humbling and so beautiful and just so amazing. But I think it has a lot to do with the way we see ourselves. Because they're not saying it like, you're a 10 or I'm here, or it has nothing to do with that. It's more like, no. This is rare. And I'm always very honest with people, and I say, if you recognize it in me, then you're there too. If you recognize it in me, then yes, you see it because it's in you and you know it's in you, so it's mutual. I never just go, oh, thank you very much. No, I'm like, yeah, if you see it, you got it. Well, I want to be like this. If you see it, you're already that. You're already that. And it's always this very uplifting of both energies. And those are the things that I did start with my meditation. I'm so happy I was in my zone, and then people came in. I didn't want to not say what I had offered to say, but I like that I created this pyramid space. And these are contemplations. So contemplating exactly that, all the labels, you know, even men, I've had men tell me, I don't want to act like other men. I don't even like, one man said today, he said, you know, when I'm around the guys and I talk to them about my challenges, they're like, well, just kill it. You know, you can kill it. You know, just all this. And he goes, I don't really like that wording. And he goes, perhaps I'm more empathic, or, you know, the fact that I wasn't really raised that way and all these things. And I just really, really loved it, because all these labels and all this slut shaming, sexual shaming, all this stuff takes away from sexuality, number one. It places a lot of guilt in that sexuality. And had I not had my very full sexual experiences, I would not have this that I very rarely see what I see in me in others. I see parts of myself, and I know that they can get there. And I'm like, you're not uncomfortable being bisexual. You're uncomfortable because you've adopted these labels. And so I'm very like, I'll see like, no, I think you're pretty comfortable with being bisexual. I think you're good at being bisexual. I think bisexuality is your essence or whatever, but I see it. There's your discomfort isn't in your slutty self or whatever you want to call yourself. It's in how other people see that. And so you adopt this cultural or this label-filled guilt. Understanding where the guilt comes from, very important. Understanding the why, very important. Because sometimes people feel guilt sexually that isn't even theirs. That is their parents, their parental upbringing, their culture. You know, the Latino culture, the Spanish culture has, my Lord. You know, we come from generation after generation. When my ex-husband came to the house after working all day, the women of my family were visiting from Guatemala, and they all said, go, go, go. Your husband is here. And I'm like, so? And it's like, your husband is home. Tend to him. In Guatemala, women are now becoming a little bit, well, it's a huge difference from before. Guatemala had the most domestic violence. A woman was very much a second-class citizen. The indigenous women were raped, or as soon as the girl was 15, the owner of the farm or the house, wherever her mother worked, would have they loved the virgins. And the men are like, what, I'm going to say no? Then she's going to think I'm not a man. I'm a man. And so you have to, what, cheat on your wife because you're a man? Or do you cheat on your wife because you are not into monogamy? You know? That's also another key thing. Why? Because then your sexuality would be much better and liberated if you simply just perhaps had the guts to meet someone else who accepted you completely. Or accept that you love this person, you feel this person, and you love them unconditionally. And so because you love them unconditionally, you will be monogamous in honor of this love. See, always truth. Truth works better. Truth with yourself. Truth with yourself. Because we can never be truthful with others if we're not truthful with ourselves. Accepting it, you know. And in the Spanish culture, if you listen to music, it's just like, wow, man. I love my Spanish music, don't get me wrong. I listen to it a lot. But I'm laughing the whole time. Because it's about, you left me, you're so good, you deserve better, don't be with him, you know I'm the one, you know I'm the best, you know you like me more than her. It's so possessive. It's so like, so lack of love. There's so little real love in those, you know, and it's like, you're mine, tú eres mía, you know, and then they're like, the good tetas, good culo, you know, and I'm like, man, I mean, I like good titties shaking in front of my face too, but I see it as the goddess. I'm just like, a goddess dancing in front of me. Oh. I've done it too. I've done it at strip clubs. They've turned around and I did it one time. I forgot the whole no touch thing. I just felt my hand going and I touched her back and she goes, she said, "Ooh, mama, you got such a strong energy." And I said, "Oh my God, can I?" I said, "I just wanted to send you healing." And she just looked at my friends and she goes, "I feel her." And I said, "Thank you, I'm sorry." I'm sorry that I was like so handsy, but I just felt it. And even in those situations, you know, I'm always myself. So, but throughout all of it, the experience of it is always what I've loved. I've loved the experience of myself. The experience, like even the story I shared where I was like, "You are a Vamamanga Tantric." We don't need to spend more time talking. Let's just say this. I surprised myself. I was like, I was happy. My happiness exuded. I was happy before, but I was very, very pleasantly surprised. Because again, I don't really find that comfort. And see, the self-love is also in accepting our weaknesses, our faults. The self-love isn't just accepting ourselves when we are whatever label. The self-love is in accepting the not knowing. It's in everything. And so the more you feel that acceptance, the more open you become to accepting all of yourself. The more you feel that acceptance towards yourself, the more open you are to receive more from yourself. More from yourself through the interaction with another. You receive that which serves you from the interaction with another, and they receive what serves them. And everybody is responsible in Vamamaga for their own orgasm, their own sanctuary. You know, there's no like, I don't, very difficult to put it in words, but you don't need somebody to tell you, oh, you're so hot, or you're so... I am life itself. Of course I'm hot. I am a miracle. My face, I could fall from the stairs and it be destroyed, and I would still be a miracle. I just am. A beautiful product of evolution. A speck that you can't even see from outer space. And yet I'm here. So I witness myself fully, but that union, that lover within myself, those two lovers, the sacred masculine, the divine feminine. So ending slowly, breathing, and just accepting, having gratitude for just having open discussions. And some people, sometimes people say, well, I don't believe some of the things that you say, as far as like, I don't have that belief system. I don't agree. That's the word. I don't agree with, and I go, yay. So what do you? How do you feel? I want to know. How is your sexuality? Because I loved and I love the journey of my own. And we think with aging too, ooh, it's so interesting, so beautiful. At Art Basel 4 years ago, I want to say, no, maybe more, 2015 or something, there was a very hyper-realistic sculptures collection, and it was in maybe 80-year-old and a 90-year-old woman naked in this embrace, but very life-size and big. And I just thought, how beautiful. And to accept your body as it ages, to take care of it as a temple. Of course, I take care of mine as a temple and all that stuff. But hey, gravity. Gravity. And so accepting those different ages. When a woman is entering into her beauty, when a teenager is finally realizing, ooh, I got some power. A beautiful woman is probably the most powerful thing on this planet. A beautiful young woman. Because youth, and a lot of women have a hard time with that. And everybody wants a piece of that woman, because beauty and youth and the divine feminine, oh. And so there's that quickly figuring out what's right and wrong, and many women will suffer, have mistakes, things like that. But it's okay. Accepting that power is one of the first things that I tell young women to do. You've got to accept that your beauty is fleeting. It could disappear. You could have an accident. Accept your beautiful mind, your beautiful being, your beautiful body. And accept the power of youth. Even though it's uncomfortable, accept it, because by the time you start figuring out how to accept it, sometimes it's gone. So to accept that, to always keep that youth within, I think the first time I rode on handlebars of a bicycle was in my late 40s. And the person was like, you've never done this? And I'm like, not really. And they were like, goodness, live a little, and I did. I was afraid for my life. but there wasn't that, like, I guess, age, stern, stiff. Yeah, I do not invite that in. I like the constant blooming, the constant, you know. So accepting and embracing age as well. I always tell people, man, you could tell from my face I cried more than I smiled. So I try to smile just to reverse all the stuff. I'm like, I let laughter in big time. But it's like, even when you look at yourself, to look at yourself and go, I see you. And accepting love, that is just like, I don't go, I respect it. Do it. I just don't. I heard what Botox has, even cadavers and stuff, and pig fat, and I don't know. I don't want no cadaver bone. I looked up what Botox has. It's not for me. It's not for me. Accepting all that you are with intense, immense love, all the questions, and trusting. I'm not one of those people that says, oh, don't do this, don't do that. Do it. Do it. Do it all. Do it all. If you want to. Make sure that you're in a safe place, safe environment. Protect your health. Wrap it up. December 1st is normally World AIDS Day. One year it changed, but taking a moment to just wrap it up, man. Wrap it the fuck up. Or I would tell significant others, if you get tested after we've been together for 3 months, no problem. And someone told an ex of mine, they said, ooh, you should get tested after being with her. And he said, you know what? That woman, for our first date, I said, okay, I know everything's home. I'm right. Can we get tested now? And then we'll get tested again and all this stuff. And it was beautiful. And he said, she told me that was one of the most romantic dates she had had, because he had said he was afraid of getting tested. He had never gotten tested. And I said, well, if you ever want, then other lovers, I told them, well, you know what, since you're not willing to get tested, and since not all the time, if we're going to be together 6 months, a year, whatever, I'm going to continue getting tested. Because if your partner doesn't get tested, then you should get tested every 3 months if you're freeballing it, And that's just very conscious. If in an open relationship or things like that, I'm very open about that. I tell people, you know what, if we are in this, then, and if we have a no protection kind of clause going on, but we are open to being with other people, then wrap it up with everyone else, honey. Wrap it up with everyone else. Give a shit about my life. Give a shit about my well-being. Because if you don't give a shit about my life and about giving me some disease that will harm my health, then why in God's name would I want to fuck you? Same thing with women. Dental dam. Now, I wouldn't. I would say, until you get tested, I'm not going down there, honey. I'm not going down there. It's just not going to happen. I listen to Eddie Murphy. If you don't trust the pussy, don't fuck the pussy. That's what he said. So, and you know what? The people that kind of played around with this or that didn't, we ended up breaking up, or there was something. And so I was always so happy that I did continue to get tested and continue to do my own sexuality my way. At the brothel, women pay massively to be tested every week, $500 to $600 a month. So, you know, if you're gonna, yeah, because herpes, the clap, so many things. Oh, that's just somebody, you know, to me, I'm like, no. And well, I can't feel anything. Well, get tested. And then 3 months later, you get tested again and okay. You know, whatever. If this is worth it, this is worth it. Or agree to other things that I might like. Yeah. But it's called life. I like living. I would always say that to people. I like living. I had very long relationships with people that I didn't trust for a good reason. And I got tested the whole time. So for me, I definitely am a big, usually there's a gay and lesbian center in different cities. In Miami, they do free testing. They give you free care. On Alton Road, there's a clinic in Miami. There's clinics here in Central Florida that give free testing. In LA, I got my first test done in 1988. And AIDS was just emerging after the crack epidemic. And so now you get pretty fast results. So I highly recommend it. But respecting, you know, and put some Vaseline, put something in the condom, maybe make yourself feel better, but whatever. To me, it's a particular guy, you know. Oh, but I don't feel. Sounds like a personal problem, honey. If you did some of the tantric exercises, if you did some of the Vamamaga stuff, if you did some techniques to increase the sensitivity, the polishing of the sword, Mantak Chia teaches it, you know, if you actually did some research, you can work that out. As for me, I don't want my crotch to be on fire because of a burning pain, just because of that guy. Thank you. Have a nice day. That's just it. But again, okay, if you don't, and like I say, you fall into these relationships where you're